Hello everyone, welcome back to this session of English. In this session, we are going to continue with our chapter connectors. So this is part number 11. So till now we have already done 10 parts of connectors. Now what we are going to discuss in this session, let's have a look over that. In this lecture, we will cover the following topics. In what are the following topics? We are going to cover result denoting connectors, then types of result denoting connectors. Now result, what is the result? Result means the effect, okay, which occur due to some reason. Now we'll discuss so and therefore. So and therefore are actually result denoting connectors. So we are going to discuss these two as well. First of all, let us discuss that what are result denoting connectors. So till now we have already completed cause denoting connectors. Now result means effect. Okay, so as we are discussing cause and effect denoting connectors, we have already done cause denoting connectors. Now it is time to discuss effect denoting connectors. So first of all, let us discuss the meaning of result denoting connectors. Result means effect. Okay, it means something that happens. Result denoting connectors are words or phrases used to express the result or the outcome of a certain action or situation. It means if some action or situation happens, or if something happens, what does it make, what does it lead to? So that is actually the result, the outcome that we receive, that is result, and that is the effect of that particular reason or that particular cause. So these are the effect denoting connectors that we are going to discuss in this session. They are often used to connect clauses in a sentence, showing how one clause is the result of the another. Now, what are the types of connectors denoting results? These are so, therefore, hence, as a result, consequently. So these are actually result denoting connectors. So first we'll discuss the connector so. Okay, so is also effect or also an effect or result denoting connector. So we are going to discuss so. First of all, we'll discuss the meaning of so. So used as a result denoting conjunction. Now it is used as the result denoting conjunction. It means the so is a conjunction. In English grammar is a way to express a cause and effect or relationship between two clauses. It is a coordinating conjunction that links an action or event. Now, what do you mean by coordinating conjunction? Coordinating conjunction is a conjunction or is a single conjunction that joins two sentences together which are of equal rank. It means both the sentences are complete in themselves. And when we join such two sentences, we use a coordinating conjunction. It means sentences connected to join those two sentences which are complete in themselves, or the cause with its outcome or effect, that is the result. Now, what are the uses of so? Indicating a consequence. Consequence means result or result. So links two clauses. Okay, so this is the main function of it, that it connects two clauses to show that second clause is the consequence or result of the first. It means if I write some sentence, here we have a sentence, then after that we use so, and after that one sentence. Now, so this will happen. So the second clause is the consequence or the result of the first. So this is actually the result of this, okay, of what has happened over here. So this is the reason, and after that we have so, and after that we have result, that is the effect. It means here the formation or the structure of the sentence has changed. Here we'll first have the cause, after that the connector, and then the reason, okay, or the effect. Sorry, that the result or the effect. So links two clauses to show that the second clause is the consequence or the result of the first. Example: it was very cold, so I wore a thick jacket. So this is the reason, and due to this, what happened? I wore a thick jacket. Okay, so here we'll show the result after the reason. Now, if you see in the earlier session, if you have seen in the earlier session that we wrote our sentences like first we had effect, after that we had cause denoting connector. It means those connector that shows the cause. Okay, and after that we had the cause. Okay, now here the structure will be changed. How? Because this is showing the cause, therefore we have given the priority to cause denoting connector and will write cause after it. Okay, so this will be shift whereas required, wherever required, using it in the beginning of the sentence or at the last of the sentence or in the end of the sentence or in the middle of the sentence. But if I want to write this result denoting conjunction, okay, this result denoting connector, now the position will be like again this result denoting conjunction will be in the middle of the sentence, result denoting conjunction. Okay, but the structure will be, here will have the effect, because here this is result denoting, it means effect denoting conjunction, and here will have the cause. And now this part will be shifted before the cause clause if I want to show the if I want to shift this result denoting conjunction or connector in the beginning of the sentence, or here we can write it in the middle of the sentence. Okay, so this is the middle usage and this is the beginning usage. Sorry, both of these are the middle usage and they will be shifted if we want to have the beginning of the sentence. We have to place these connectors in the beginning of the sentence. So here is the difference between cause and result. That is why we have changed the position of effect and cause likewise. Justifying actions. It is often used to justify or explain why a particular action was taken. He was feeling unwell, so he decided to skip the meeting. So he was feeling unwell is the cause, and what is the result? That he decided to skip the meeting. Explaining the outcomes, so can be used to explain the outcome of a situation. The traffic was heavy, so we arrived late. So we arrived late is actually the outcome of the situation, and the reason was that the traffic was heavy. Inferential statements. It can infer a logical conclusion based on the information given. Example, she passed all her exams, so she must have studied hard. Informal reasoning. In casual conversation, so is frequently used to connect thoughts and reasoning in a more informal and conversational way. For example, you are still feeling sick, so you won't be going to the party tonight. Now, structure of so, clause, cause, this is a cause clause, and after that so, then we have effect clause. Whereas when we used the cause denoting conjunctions, what we did, we had effect clause and then the connector and then the cause clause. So that was the structure. But here the structure or the pattern has been changed. Here we'll first write the cause clause and then the connector and then the effect clause. So this will be opposite to that particular or those particular connectors. The first part of the sentence presents the cause or reason. So is then used as the conjunction to show the result or that shows the result, or the second part of the sentence states the effect or the result. For example, it started to rain, so we went inside. So why did we go inside? Just because it was because the rain was started. Here it is started to rain, or it started to rain is the cause. So links the cause to the effect. We went inside is the effect or result or outcome of the situation. Now, what are the rules associated with so? First of all, we have the rule position in the sentence. So is typically placed between two clauses. The first clause presents a situation or action, and the second clause reveals the result or the effect of that situation. She forgot her umbrella, so she got wet in the rain. Now, basically, we cannot use this so in the beginning of the sentence. It can be used in the middle of the sentence only. Comma usage. When so is used to connect two independent clauses, it is often preceded by a comma. As we know well that so can only occur in the middle of the sentence, it cannot begin the sentence. Here, the comma usage when so is used to connect two independent clauses, it is often preceded by a comma because it shows two ideas or two concepts which are independent to each other, or you can say they cannot, they are complete in themselves. He was hungry, comma, so he made a sandwich. Now I cannot write the sentence like so he made a sandwich, he was hungry. No, that will be incorrect because the so cannot be used in the beginning of the sentence, or it cannot be placed in the beginning of the sentence. After that, avoiding comma splices. Be careful not to use so to inappropriately join two independent clauses without a conjunction, as this can create a comma splice. What is incorrect? He was tired, so he went to bed early. Now this will be incorrect. What can be the correct statement? He was tired. After that we put a comma, so he went to bed early. After so we need not have a comma again. Avoiding ambiguity. Okay, make sure that the cause and effect relationship is clear when using so. When using so. The result should logically follow from the cause. For example, the road was blocked, so we took a different route. Not for listing reasons. Don't confuse so with because. Because is used to give reason, while so is used to show a result. So there is a difference between because and so. So is also a conjunction, because is also a conjunction. The main difference is that because shows the cause, whereas so shows the because cause the cause, obviously the reason, whereas so show the result or the effect. She studied hard, this is the reason, so she passed the exam, this is the result. Okay, and if I want to write because, I can write she passed the exam because she studied hard. Okay, so that will make the sentence arranged in such a manner that will you can say change the position of the two clauses. Examples of so. Basic cause and effect. I forgot to set my alarm, so I woke up late. So this was the reason that I forgot to set my alarm. This was the reason, and the result of it that I woke up late. It was raining heavily, so we cancelled our outdoor plans. So this was the reason because of which we cancelled our outdoor plans. Justification for an action. The room was cold, so I turned on the heater. They were giving away free samples, so I tried one. Outcome of a situation. The store didn't have the dress in her size, so she chose a different one. Because the store didn't have the dress in her size, it means she did not get her size in case of dress, so she chose a different one. So this is the result because of this. The movie got great reviews, so we decided to see it. So what made us see it? That the movie got great reviews, or the great reviews of the movie. Result of a condition. He practiced guitar daily, so he improved quickly. They didn't water the plants, so they wilted. Okay. Consequence of a problem. The printer ran out of ink. It means ink was finished in that, so we could not print the report. There was a power outage, so we had dinner by candlelight. Effect of a decision. She accepted the overseas job offer, so she started learning a new language. They chose to hike the longer trail, so they packed extra supplies. Logical conclusion. He has been in meetings all day, so he probably hasn't checked his mail yet. All the tickets were sold out, so they watched the game at home. Okay. Now we have discussed so. Now it is time to discuss another connector, and that is therefore. So therefore is similar to so. It is also a result denoting conjunction. And what is the actual use and meaning of this connector? Let us discuss that in this part now. So first of all, we'll discuss the meaning of therefore. Therefore is used as a result denoting conjunction in English to indicate a conclusion or logical result derived from a given set of facts or premises. When therefore is used in a sentence, it typically follows a statement or a series of statements that provide evidence or reasoning, and it introduces a conclusion or result that logically follows from this reason or reasoning. Now, whenever we make something, whenever we make a situation, therefore, and after that we write therefore, and after therefore we write something. Now, after therefore, something occurs, when something or some action occurs, it means it is the result of what has already been mentioned, okay, in the previous statement. Now, in a sentence, it is typically follows a statement or a series of statements that provide evidence or reasoning. It means it shows us the evidence or the reasoning for what has been occurred in the past. And it introduces a conclusion. Obviously, it draws the conclusion or the result that logically follows from this reasoning. Uses of therefore: drawing conclusions. So therefore is used to conclude and deduce a statement based on the information previously mentioned. All the flights were cancelled. So this is the information which is given to us due to fog. By what? Due to fog. Therefore, many travelers were stranded at the airport. Okay, so this therefore will be used in the middle of the sentence. They cannot begin the sentence actually. And also we have mentioned some previous statement before it. All the flights were cancelled due to fog. This is the fun thing. And therefore, as the result of which, many travelers were stranded at the airport. Indicating cause and effect. It shows the effect or the outcome of a given situation or set of circumstances. The company failed to meet its sales targets. This is the one situation. Therefore, and due to which they had to downsize. It means they had to make its employee free. Introducing logical results, therefore, is often used in academic and formal writing to introduce a logical result or outcome of an argument or observation. For example, the experiment proved the hypothesis incorrect. Therefore, we need to revise our theory. The experiment proved the hypothesis incorrect. It means the hypothesis was incorrect according to the experiment. Therefore, the result of which is that we need to revise our theory. So therefore indicates the result. Justifying actions or decisions. It can be used to justify or explain why a certain decision was made or action was taken. The road conditions were hazardous. Therefore, the event was postponed for safety reasons. In mathematical and scientific reasoning, therefore is widely used in mathematics or mathematical operations. For example, if you prove something, if you do some type of questions, therefore is used to show the result or the answer of that particular problem, okay, of that particular sum. Is frequently used in mathematics, science, and technical fields to indicate the result or of a calculation or logical reasoning process. Also, we can use therefore with the help of these three dots. It means therefore can be used with the help of these three dots. We write this, if I am using these three dots, it means I am using this is the sign of therefore. Okay, if you must have seen that this, for example, if I say 5 plus 2 minus 1, so this is into 4. Okay, so 1 4s are 4. First of all, we'll multiply, then 5 plus 2 minus 4. Okay, but then 5 plus 2 is 7 and minus 4. So therefore, the answer is 3. Okay, so we write this therefore to show the final result. If two angles of a triangle are equal, therefore the triangle is isosceles. So in this manner, we also use the word therefore, or we can simply put these three dots to show that. Structure of therefore. The general structure can be outlined as follows. First of all, premise or reason, then therefore, and then conclusion or the result. The sentence begins with a statement or a set of statements providing the premise or reason. Therefore is then used to transition to the conclusion or result. The part of following therefore states the conclusion or result that logically follows the premise. For example, the ground is wet, therefore it must have rained. It means there is a conclusion that we are drawing on the basis of inference, or that is totally an inference which has been drawn on the basis of imagination. Now, if you wake up in the morning and you see or you find that the ground is wet, it means you must conclude that it must have rained. Okay, here the ground is wet is the premise, therefore introduces the conclusion. It must have rained is the conclusion inferred from the premise. Okay, so this is only the inference based on this premise. Now, rules associated with therefore. Position in the sentence. Therefore is typically used between two clauses or sentences. The first part presents a reason or the set of reasons, and therefore is used to introduce the conclusion or result. Example, the company has been consistently profitable, therefore it can afford to invest in new projects. Okay, so the company has been consistently profitable. This is the one point. Therefore, the result of which is that it can afford to invest in new projects. Comma usage. In formal writing, therefore, is often preceded and followed by a comma when used within a sentence. For example, the weather forecast predicts rain. Now, what forecast has predicted? The weather forecast predicts rain. Okay, so they are saying that rain will occur. Therefore, the outdoor event might be cancelled. Avoiding casual usage, therefore, is more formal and less commonly used in casual conversation compared to alternatives like so. So, therefore, is used more in a formal way, and so in an informal way. Okay, so we can say that so is used in a large number of large number of times as compared to that of therefore. Example: he is not feeling well, therefore he will not attend the meeting. So we can use these two in as substitutes or synonyms. Logical sequence ensure that the conclusion introduced by therefore logically follows from the preceding statements. Therefore should be used to denote a clear cause and effect relationship. For example, the jury found the evidence insufficient, therefore the defendant was acquitted. Now, the jury found the evidence inefficient. So, this is the reason. Therefore, and what was the result out of it? That the defendant was acquitted. Beginning of a sentence, therefore, can be used at the beginning of a sentence, especially when summarizing a conclusion from previously stated information. Now, this word can begin the sentence as well, but that will not actually beginning the sentence. It shows that this is beginning only the sentence, but not the entire. You can say entire paragraph, because it shows that something has been previously stated. Therefore, we can conclude that the project was a success. It means something has been there before it, which shows the reason due to which we can conclude that the project was a success. Avoiding redundancy. Be cautious not to use therefore in a way that is redundant with other result indicating words or phrases. For example, if we say he was the fastest runner and therefore he won the race as a result, this is incorrect. Why so? We are using therefore as a result altogether, which is incorrect. We can say instead, he was the fastest runner, therefore he won the race. Okay, so we can write it like this. Examples of therefore. First of all, drawing conclusions. All the flights were grounded due to bad weather, therefore many passengers were stranded. She passed all her exams with high marks, therefore she was awarded a scholarship. Indicating cause and effect. The company failed to innovate, therefore it lost its competitive edge. There was a significant decrease in sales. Therefore the company decided to rebrand. Introducing logical results. The evidence clearly pointed to a single suspect, therefore the investigation focused on that individual. The research data contradicted the initial hypothesis, therefore the scientists revised their theory. Justifying actions or decisions. The road conditions were hazardous due to snow, therefore the school was closed for the day. He had not met the project deadlines, therefore he was given additional support. In mathematical or scientific reasoning, the two angles of this triangle are equal, therefore the triangle is isosceles. So this is the result or the conclusion that can be drawn from this information given. The chemical reacts with oxygen, therefore it must be stored in an inert atmosphere. So these were some information which was given about therefore, and some connectors which denoted result of some conjunctions that we have discussed in this session. I hope you have understood the entire concept of this session and the uses of therefore and the meaning of so and therefore. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks to you.